Hans Holbein the Younger was born in Augsburg, Germany in 1497. Holbein was an important German artist, painter, draftsman, designer, engraver, and portraitist of the first half of the 16th century, one of the masters of portrait in Renaissance, and designer of woodcuts, glassware, and jewelry. From a very young age, he studied painting with his father, Hans Holbein the Elder, renowned artist for his portraits. Until 1515, Holbein the Youth settled in Basel, Switzerland, where he worked as a book illustrator. He increased his reputation as a book illustrator by a series of woodcuts for the German translation of the Bible by Martin Luther. After his brother's death, he was responsible for the city artistic artillery. In 1518, on a trip to Italy, he discovered the works of Italian Renaissance painters, such as Leonardo da Vinci. These and other artists had great impact on the works of Holbein. In these works, one can appreciate a loose design and a wealth of colors, as well as in the works of the masters of northern Italy. In his religious works, Holbein united this wealth of details and colors with representations of religious themes. In the year 1523, he moved to England, where he continued his career as a portrait painter. He made 3 portraits of Erasmus of Rotterdam, an important Dutch philosopher of the period, and a portrait of statesman Thomas Cromwell thus becomes famous. In 1535, he illustrated the first page of the first printed Holy Bible in English. During the reign of Henry VIII, Hans Holbein lived and worked in the English royal house. In 1536, he was appointed the official court painter by the English king. In addition to portraying Henry VIII, Holbein also portrayed his wife and her son Edward VI. He died at the age of 46 in the English city of London in 1543 during a plague epidemic. He was buried in a communal den on the grounds for Christ Church Priory, now in the country yard of St. Catherine Cree, a memorial in brass in the nearby St. Andrew Undershaft. Today, Holbein is considered by many to be one of the greatest portraits and draftsmen of all time, and his works are very famous even today. Other works of Hans Holbein: Christ buried 1521 to 1522. The dead Christ's body in the tomb is an oil and tempered on lime wood. The work shows a life-size, which would be a painting, stretched and too thin, showing the dead Son of God after he suffered the fate of an ordinary human inclination. The painting draws attention by dramatic dimensions, the fact that the face, hands and feet, as well as the wounds in its trunk, and represented as actually dead, and the flesh at the beginning of stage putrefaction. The eyes and mouth are open, implying that Christ is still looking and speak. Laid with a squire and a starling, 1527. The work shows a woman with a squire in her hand and a starling on her shoulder, made with oil and tempered on oak. The painting is currently in Nation Gallery, London. The Ambassadors, 1533. The work of the Renaissance calls attention to its dimensions and the naturalism of painting that gives an illusion of being real objects. The screen is full of small details which have been intentionally placed there and keep messages from a time marked by the religious Reformation, being a screen full of puzzles that challenge the experts in their interpretation of which one. One possibility is that these paintings represent 3 levels: the heavens, the living world, and death. We can observe in the work a terrestrial globe in the shelf known as the Globe of the Ambassadors, which suggests a religious contrast and repeats a region of the map unknown origin. The most notable and famous of the symbolism is the distorted skull that is placed in the center of the work. The skull reproduced in an anamorphic perspective is intended to be a visual puzzle, for the viewer must approach the painting on the right side or on the left side to see the shape of a precise representation of a human skull.